Hello, this is distinguished Toastmaster Priscilla Dias. Welcome to Kuwait Challengers Toastmasters Club. Today's podcast, we have with us District 20 Director, distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah. Distinguished Toastmaster Khalid, welcome to Kuwait Challengers Toastmasters Club. How are you doing today?
Have never been better.
And how has Eid been?
Oh, Eid has been brilliant.
Okay,
Amazing.
great.
Everything is fine. We're
Lovely.
happy, of course, to have
Eid
you.
Mubarak to you.
Thank you so much. Eid Mubarak to you.
To begin with this podcast, to tell us about your journey in Toastmasters. How did it all begin?
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you so much, DTM Priscilla, and thank you so much, DTM Khalid, for bringing me here and interviewing with me before 2 days in my end of the term. That means a lot to me. And thanks so much as well for coming all the way from Kuwait. So my journey in Toastmasters started 9 years ago when I was just coming back from the canteen, the Babco canteen. I work in Babco, Bahrain. My friends started their membership campaign. Both of them were Toastmasters. They were talking about the benefits of Toastmasters. Why don't you join Toastmasters? If not now, when? And I was a bit hesitant, not just that I did not know about Toastmasters. I knew about Toastmasters from before that, but I was a bit hesitant to join. And they said, okay, if you don't get anything out of the meeting, you will have food in Babco Club. And that's what honestly brought me to that meeting itself. And when I attended the meeting, I felt myself I'm good in public speaking and presenting myself in front of others. But when the president called me for me to stand and speak and just introduce myself, I honestly don't even remember how I did it in front of the audience. And at that moment, I felt to myself, okay, there is more than just food in this meeting. I attended a few meetings, and then I disappeared for a few months until my mentor, my first mentor, DTM Khalid, called me back and asked me to join. And I never looked back. 9 years from there, coming and trying things at the beginning. When I joined as well for the first 4 months, I did not want to even give my ice break. My ice was broken on a table topic. And that was the push. And this is what I always tell the Toastmasters as well, that please remember, when you join any club, icebreaker is very important. So schedule your icebreaker as fast as you can, because that's where your whole fear would just disappear, and then will you move forward. 9 years, I've been taking many roles, of course. At the beginning, I thought Babco Toastmasters Club is the only Toastmasters Club in the whole island as well. And then, of course, my first role was the Vice President Public Relations in the club. And during the EXCOM meeting itself, the president at that time, Toastmaster Arfan Natak, was one of the backbone as well of Toastmasters in Babco itself. He said there is a post outside the club, but it's not in the area, it's in the division. And at that time, DTM Thuraya Jum'a was the Division K director. And she was looking for a public relation manager. For someone who doesn't know about public relation at all, I just jumped in. And I said, okay, let me just try this out as well. And for the first time, I came to know that Toastmasters is just more than just Babco Toastmasters Club. I started to visit the clubs within the division itself. I interacted with others, and some of the members in the fraternity of Toastmasters saw something in me that I could not see in myself. Of course, the first one of them is DTM Thuraya Jum'a. Another veteran Toastmaster would be DTM Ali Shahbaz. And during that journey as well, there was a revival of Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club. And DTM Ali Shahbaz had that in his mind because that's the first Advanced Toastmasters in the Middle East. And that's where he invited me to join the club in the revival journey. And there also I had amazing journey of self-discovery. And I discovered myself not just as a communicator in Babco, but also as a leader. And again, thanks for the mentoring, for the push, for the belief that members of Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters have had in me. I managed to be the chairperson for one of the biggest events in the district at that time, which is leading Stardust. And in Stardust, we invited 2 world champion public speaking, DTM Hamad Gahtani and Darren Tay at that time. And that was, again, my transformation journey. That's where I believe that I can do more than just me as a member. And there where I been through the area director role, division director role until this journey. So I'm just trying to summarize all of the beautiful journey that I have in Toastmasters in just that one question. But thank you for asking.
Indeed, that 9 years, the journey has been awesome. Now that I've come to know that how you have moved from food to VPPR to taking up the coaching and revival of a club, and then making your way to all the ExCom roles, being the area director, division director, and of course playing the three most important roles: the club growth director, the program quality director, and now the district 20 director. I know you have 2 days, but in these 3 years, what has been your role, your experience having served those three most important roles in district? Please, let us hear that.
That's amazing question as well. Honestly speaking, at the beginning, I never thought that I would even continue my journey of leadership. I took the area director role again because I want to be DTM, and that's many of the area directors as well do that. Until I also had one more role in an event that we invited also the past international president, DTM Balraj, again with DTM, with Toastmaster, I think she's DTM right now, Ramona Smith, the world champion of public speaking. There I was the hospitality head for the event. And I remember when DTM Balraj came into the car, I was sitting in the back seat and he was just joining me there. The moment he saw me, he said, I can see the incoming District 20 director. And honestly speaking, at that time, my thinking was just to finish my area director role and just end with it. But that just word of seeing something that I never seen in myself kept me asking, okay, why not? Maybe I can be a district director. And that's where, of course, many of the other as well encouragement that I got, not just from DTM Balraj, but also from DTM Sivraj, who was the Division B director at that time. And he also said, why don't you become the Division B director? My home club is Babco Toastmasters Club, and I've been always wanting to be the Division B director. But because of my involvement with Bahrain Advanced Toastmasters Club, that's where I thought, okay, let me just progress from there. So I became the Division B director, just jumping into the unknown. During the Division B director term, COVID hit. And there were many things that we thought it could be just as simple as conducting a contest. And again, thanks to DTM Khalid, since he's also being here for helping me also in having the first online contest in Bahrain at that time. Many were fearing to have that contest. So from those little challenges that you have, a little belief that you gain also out of the achievements that you have, not just for you, but for others, that's what maybe pushed me to be the club growth director in one of the maybe most difficult times of all, having COVID coming in. Not many wanted to be there during that time, especially for a club growth director. But again, thanks to all of the encouragement that I have all around, being the club growth director during COVID, I enjoyed my time. I came to know many people members like you, who I consider really family. And that's where the encouragement also came in to be the program quality director and then continuing with being the district director. So much has happened, so much learning that I got, so much growth that I had, so much growth in others that I have. And this is something this is maybe thing that I can see in myself right now, because someone held my hand when I joined Toastmasters at the beginning. And maybe now it's my turn to return that investment that someone gave in me, to invest also in others, to grow others, to see through the journey that I've seen. So this is maybe just a summary of where I am right now.
So I can summarize that mentoring is very important in Toastmasters. So my next question to you is, in general, what would you tell non-Toastmasters about Toast? And what would you tell Toastmasters? The part 2 to it is, what would you tell Toastmasters what they can do to succeed in Toastmasters?
Thank you so much for the question. Let me just take first the second question first, then go to the first question. Many in Toastmasters believe that Toastmasters is an end to means. So they reach into their DTM, they reach into being the area director and finishing their role, reach into district director and finishing their role, and then they just forget about the whole reason why they joined Toastmasters. We all joined Toastmasters to develop our public speaking and leadership skills. And someone believed in us at that stage to take us from wherever we were until today. So we just forget that that was a journey of someone giving you his time or her time throughout the journey. So my advice to the Toastmasters, whichever journey that they are right now, that they need to really give back. They need to reflect. They need to remember why did they join Toastmasters when they joined Toastmasters, because there was something there that attached them to Toastmasters that should really continue. Because Toastmasters, if you get out of Toastmasters what you should really get out of Toastmasters, you never get out of Toastmasters. So this is something that I really believed in. Now coming back to the Toastmasters or non-Toastmasters. If you heard all of this interview by now, I'm sure you feel the benefit of Toastmasters. But until you get into Toastmasters, you would not understand all of the hidden potential within you. Toastmasters would not just give you public speaking skills, and that's what many of the non-Toastmasters believe. They believe that Toastmasters is about public speaking. Again, commenting back or going back to DTM Balraj and what he said. DTM Balraj said that Toastmasters is just 20% communication and 80% is just about leadership. So coming to the communication, yes, it's very important for you to stand and communicate with others, and this is many of the non-Toastmasters would just think that this is the only thing that they would get out of Toastmasters. But once you stand there, once you speak about Toastmasters, then you would discover all of the hidden potential that you can also lead people. Who would have thought that one day I would be designing posters? Who would have thought when I joined or signed into Toastmasters that one day I would be as well leading an event like Stardust? All of these things that I had, who would have thought that one day I would be the district director and maybe representing the district in a council meeting where there are 200 people that I never thought one day that I would be controlling. So all of these skills that you gain later on, all of the experiences that would give you, Toastmasters is about, it's like a gym. So if you get in there, you'll have to always practice to sharpen your skills and get better in being a communicator and a better leader. And that's why I would definitely, if I had the choice to rejoin, I would definitely join for these reasons.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Abdullah. What you have just said is that Toastmasters is not just about public speaking. It is about sharpening various skills, from public relations to getting members is as good as selling, is as good as marketing, is as good as selling. Placing the pitch there, and this is something that we learn in pathways in the education program of Toastmasters. Then besides that, talking about communication, leadership, and we have skills like this very skill of having to run a podcast, which is again a part of the pathways education program. So Toastmasters, as you said, has a lot to offer, not just public speaking. If you are in this realm that Toastmasters is all about public speaking and I fear public speaking, then get out of this idea and come to the realization that apart from public speaking, there's a lot that Toastmasters has to offer. You can groom yourself in all these different skills and then perhaps aim at public speaking, because these skills actually gear us Toastmasters to go on to becoming public speakers. Would you agree with what I have to say?
Definitely, I would have to vouch on that.
So thank you so much, the distinguished Toastmaster Khalid. One bonus question. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? What's coming up for you in Toastmasters?
Well, thank you so much for this question. For now, my role is to make sure that the incoming leaders succeed. And that's what I always have in mind. From the beginning of the year, when I was the district director at the beginning of the year, I wanted to create a sustainable success. So I did not want to just have to succeed this year. It has to be a sustainable success. And that's why I relaunched basically the strategic planning committee, and again, DTM Khalid was also part of that. So my immediate role right now as an immediate past district director is to ensure that all of the learnings that I have, all of the guidance would have to be passed to the incoming district director and the incoming team, definitely. 5 years from now, I don't know where Toastmasters journey would take me, but I would definitely try to challenge myself and just get to the next step. And this is what I'm really right now interested in. But coming to the main reason why we all joined Toastmasters, of course, to improve my communication skills and public speaking and leadership skills. So one day, if I'm not able to progress, I definitely wish to even compete. Why not? I want to retry that again and maybe start competing as well and getting inspiration from you and others who are also champions in the district. These are maybe something that I think of. Definitely leadership would be my preferred path. But if not, then I will definitely go back to communication and just enjoy myself as a Toastmasters.
Wow, you have a plan there. And I would love to share stage with you in the communication path. Coming to leadership, you have inspired many to take the leadership path, including me. So I would love to join the leadership path. Right now, I'm taking the baby steps into leadership. So I thank you for that inspiration. And above all, I would like to thank you for these last 3 years that you have selflessly put in all your efforts into District 20, into building District 20. As you said, at a time like when COVID struck, nobody would have taken the role of club growth director, looking at the decline in how things would spiral down. But you have been there as CGD, PQD and District 20 Director, not deterring from your path to serving Toastmasters. So thank you very much for that, and I wish you all the best for the next years to come. Your plan, how you see yourself in Toastmasters over the next few years, and definitely I would love to share stage with you. So consider for a year, let go leadership and join the gang of communicators and be an inspiration there as well for us communicators.
We'll definitely do that.
So thank you very much for being on this podcast, and I appreciate your time and especially taking it out from the Eid holidays that you have come here and given us time to let us understand what Toastmasters is all about and how we can benefit in Toastmasters. Also, I would like to thank the incoming team, the incoming Club Growth Director, the PQD and the District 20 Director for taking up this role, because I'm sure they understand the challenges, and I thank you for being there to guide them through these challenges. So thank you very much, and we shall meet on the stage
Definitely,
soon.
definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.